back to the Davy Brown 990 restoration. If it's your first time here, my name's Barry. What we're going to do this week, well, it's freezing cold outside, isn't it? So we're not going to get an awful lot done. Plus I'm helping my daughter as much as I can with the lambing. So there's bits and pieces I kind of see we're getting an awful lot done. But what we are going to do this week, we're going to knock those two broken studs out that are in the back plate of the PTO. We're going to hammer out a gasket and we're going to dress that damaged PTO wheel, as well as wire brush all the bits and bobs that's lying around. So we'll try and get them done and we'll see where we're at. PTO cover might actually get a bath as well. Alright, let's crack on. So we're going to remove the studs, the broken studs that are here. First thing we're going to do, I've put some plus gas on there. First thing we're going to do, give these up, the broken studs, a wallop with a punch, because if you can compress them, sometimes you do loosen them off. Next thing we're going to do, just put a flat across them. There we go, nice little flat. Just so I can get a centre punch in there. Pop. Centre punch mark, hopefully, right in the middle of the pair of them. Oh, that one's not in the middle, is it? Yep, that looks good. What we're going to do now, just going to put a small hole down through the middle of them, hopefully. That one's run off. Aha! That one's run off, but because we hit it with the hammer and punch, I did see it move. This would be nice, wouldn't it? That was slack. This is where a left-hand drill would come in handy. You could pop a left-hand drill in here, and if it bit, it would actually unscrew that. We'll go with a smaller drill to get this started off. That's about to break through. The drill was biting. Let's see if I'm going to buy some left-hand drills, because if that had been a left-hand drill in there, I've got a feeling that would have unscrewed itself. And to have a look at it, we're going to just pop a strut extractor in. feeling it. It is slack. I seen it move. There we go. Knew it was slack. We'll help if we get the wrench on the edge. There we go. There we go. It's one out. All we need to do now is clean that hole out. And we'll do that in a minute. Giving them a bit of a wallop with a hammer does help. Where's my cloth? Where's my towel gone? Right, again, what we're going to do here, put a little centre pop mark in there. Then we'll go in with the little drill. I'm going to go in on an angle till it gets a start, then we'll square it up. Because I want to create a centre in here that isn't going to run off. Yep, just broke through the bottom again. This is a real tap wrench, not a Mickey Mouse affair. Right, let's have a look, see what we can do with this one. There we go. Makes you think, they weren't really that tight. Why did they shear? Why did they shear? They're 5/16 UNC. So we've got 5/16 UNC plug tab. What we don't want to do, put the plug tap down the hole and find it was snapped. Need a bigger tap wrench. Back in a minute. Right. Bit of squirt on the job. All I want to do here, the threads haven't been damaged. I just want to clean out any rust or scale that's on the side. That's it. And as soon as you feel it hit the bottom, back it out. You're not cutting here, you're just cleaning. Look at the rubbish that's come out the hole. I had a look on the parts book. These screws stay in. Put the screws in there, you leave them in, the cover goes on and rotates to lock because the cover has large holes in that go over the heads of these bolts, studs, whatever they've been, and then a slot, so when you rotate it, it locks in place. I suppose really on the, like when you're out on the farm, you're not going to be carrying spanners, are you, to unbolt the PTO cover? So, like the Massey Ferguson's, the little PTO cover used to screw into the housing, but even it had a big square drive on the back of it. Again, so a bit of rubbish on that. So there we go. Gonna tap a little wipe up. Jobs are good. We've just nicked there with a drill, but it'll not, doesn't detract from it. The threads are good, the holes are good. I think the next thing we need to do with this is we need to crack on and make a gasket. We need to make a new gasket for it. I've got some gasket material. We need to make a new gasket for it. And what we'll do is we'll just hammer it out. I've got some punches. I'll punch the holes through. We'll hammer it out. Alright. I've got here some 0.4mm gasket paper. I bought this off eBay. This is 2.5 meters long. Now it's unusual to find stuff, that's why I bought it when I saw it, because it is unusual to get on eBay for whatever reason. It's unusual to find anything that's more than A4 for gasket paper, and normally that A4 is expensive stuff. This was expensive, but what we're going to do, I'm going to quickly whiz around this just to go in outline. There we go. Right, pair of scissors. Just going to roughly cut this out. There we go. So let's put a bit of light on the subject, eh? Pop that in there. So we'll turn it upside down like that. Get my little gasket hammer and my little punch. We'll line that up roughly on there. I'm going to find that bottom hole there, and we're just going to knock that hole through using the ball peen end. Like so. Right. Now, what I'm going to do, I want the bolts for that. Get a couple of the studs. Just going to pop a stud in there, like that. Keep that in place. I'm going to come opposite up here. Just make sure everything touches and fits. Come up here, find the hole again, and again. Same thing. Easy does it, right? The only reason I'm putting the studs in is to lock the paper to the outside of that. Now, just going to gently this time I'm using the flat edge. Again, very gently. What you don't want to do is cause any damage to the edge of your casting. If you watch your edges here, you'll actually see when you break through. We're getting there. I know it sounds incredibly daft, right? But there's something satisfying about making your own gaskets. Don't get enthusiastic and start to rip this. Just let it fall away itself and you'll end up with a lovely clean edge. Nice and gently. Put your head 45 degrees to your corner. It's a very similar action to a set of shears, to a set of scissors or shears. That doesn't want to break through there. For some reason. There must be something there in the casting. There's our blackbird shouting on out there. I found out the other day she came back in here after we did the filming. She was looking for somewhere to build a nest. Now, it's no good thinking that she could nest in here, because we've got to lock the place up on the night time. We cannot secure it with her in. Right, let's get this. The rest of these holes knocked out. If you try and put the ball peen straight down the middle of the hole so that the circumference here hits the circumference of the hole, what you do is you pull the gasket paper in and you crease this all around. What you have to do is get the end on the edge. And it'll very quickly pop through. Right. Two tiny ones left up here now. This was for the selector shaft, and just that other retaining bolt. I tend to use my fingers first so you can see where you're at. We'll see plenty more of this when it comes to putting the axle and everything back in place, because we will be making our own gaskets for the axles. Now, and knock this one through. And you see, because my hands is dirty, right? All I've done is use my finger and my thumb, go around there, and you scribe a line so you can see where you're at. I know this sounds daft and mean. Pieces like that, keep. You never know when you're going to need a little gasket. As I say, this paper is expensive. Right. This is the back. Use my thumb again. This is the back of the top bearing. Fits. It just fits where the circlip goes over. There we go. Now, again, keep that. And you can see here, it was that close, it's broke through. But what we'll do, we're going to put this on anyway with aviation cement. But there we go. There's my new gasket made. That's what it looks like. Take the tiny little bit. As I said, just be careful what you're doing with them. New gasket. Let's see what it, there we go. Looks lovely. Alright, another little job done. So, we're going to go around here with the Dremel. I'm going to take all these edges off, because some of them's a bit sharp. I'll show you a couple of them, and then I'll knock this off because it's going to be noisy and a bit boring actually, but I'll show you a couple of what we're going to do. I've got a shaped stone here. This was just a flat disc, and all I've done, I've used my dresser to clean off and put it into a little bit of a shape just to get in there. So all we're going to do, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to go around, just take the sharp edges off every single tooth. Then we're going to turn it around and we're going to do the same on the other side, coming back. Right, I'm going to crack on with this, get it done. I'll be back in a minute when it's finished. Right, there we go. Let's have a final inspection. You can see there, one, two, definitely very badly damaged there. A couple with the edges away there. And another two, or one's bad there, and two. They've just sat there with a hand on the gear stick, pushing and pushing. I think at some point this has had either seized PTO or a seized PTO implement, and they've just literally, instead of turning the engine off, selecting the PTO and trying to start it, or what they should have done correctly is found out what was going wrong and fix it. But I think they've just ground it in till it's bitten and freed off whatever the bit was that was seized, whether it was this or whether it was the PTO implement. But I think that's because I just don't understand how you only end up with two areas of really heavy damage. That must have made a lot of noise, mustn't it? Anyway, it's going to get fixed. Well, that's it then, isn't it? We've got the studs out. They came out easier than I thought we were going to do. We've got my gasket hammered out, and we've got my wheel dressed up. So that's it for this week. I haven't getting a lot done, but I forgot as well. We will get these. We will get the casings washed up. We will get the bits wire brushed. We'll catch up on a Sunday morning with them. All right, right. Well, thanks for visiting. If you like the channel, please don't forget, like and subscribe. It does help us out tremendously. Helps us grow the channel. Make sure that we can keep producing videos that you enjoy. Thanks very much. See you the next time. Bye now.